Hello and a very warm welcome. What an amazing Grand Prix that was. That is what you call a Grand Prix. That was excellent. It was exciting. It got you off the edge of your seat. What a fantastic advert for F1. The Chinese Grand Prix is done. Daniel Ricciardo wins. What a race that was. I was hugely criticised in my Bahrain reaction. Maybe I did go over the top a bit. I still stand by it wasn't as good as people made out. But anyway, the Chinese Grand Prix is the best race of the season by 300 miles. What a race. It had everything from safety cars to strategies to crashes to overtakes. Daniel Ricciardo is the best overtaker in F1. The nicest guy in F1, the best overtaker here in F1, the funny guy of F1. He's excellent. What a world-class performance by the Australian. I mean, we'll start before the race. Marcus Ericsson, right? He gets a 5-place grid penalty. He's starting last, and he gets a 5-place grid penalty. What is the point? The most pointless penalty ever. Gets it for speeding under yellow flags. I suppose you've got to deal with that. Right, let's get into the start. This could be about 20 minutes long, because to cover all the Chinese Grand Prix, I'm going to need time. Vettel. Super aggressive on Kimi Räikkönen at the start. Kimi Räikkönen gets the better start. Vettel comes across to cover him, and he's super aggressive. Vettel keeps the lead, pins Räikkönen up, so Räikkönen has to go in tight. Bottas goes round the outside. Then we get round turn 3. Max manages to get Kimi Räikkönen also. So bad start by Räikkönen. He got a good launch, but because he was squeezed by Seb, he was tight into 1. And then he dropped down to 4th. Also, Max got Hamilton as well. So, not a good start for Kimi and Hamilton. And then, I've got loads of bullet points written down. I'm going to cover the race, then cover the drivers. Because Reynolds, side by side for most of the lap 1. The incredible first lap. I've just got a smile on my face. Because that was incredible to watch. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Great starts for Max. I've covered, he got past Hamilton, he got past Kimi, and Lance Stroll, no performance in his Williams, and he got a world-class start, 18th to 12th, so great start by the Canadian Lance Stroll. Great pit stops by Red Bull, and we've got to say, they've done a phenomenal job to get Ricciardo out there in the first place, with his problem in practice 3, but double stacking, Max comes in, literally, Max pulls away, 2 seconds later Ricciardo's in. And then under the safety car, later in the race, they did it again. So incredible pit stops by Red Bull. Lap 21, Bottas jumps Vettel. So Bottas pitted on lap 20, went round, and then Seb went to cover it, and Bottas managed to jump Seb. So Bottas was leading the race. No, Kimi was leading the race. And this is where we get on to Kimi. Kimi played the team role. Kimi was staying out. Bottas had the net lead, but Kimi hadn't stopped yet. And Kimi tried to stay out to hold Bottas up and play the team game. So he played the team game, but he also fucked up his race basically, Kimi, because Kimi was net 4th, and because he stayed out, he ended up 6th. Another spin for Charles Leclerc after the long. No, it was into turn 1, wasn't it? He spun it. So yeah, he's not performing really, Charles Leclerc. Meant to be this wonder kid. Was fantastic last season in GP2, really struggling. Toro Rosso's collide at the end of the straight. 100% Pierre Gasly's fault. I mean, he just rammed straight into the back of Hartley. Hartley later retires. Safety car for the Toro Rosso debris. The Toro Rossos hit each other, there's loads of debris on the corner, so the safety car comes out, and that's where the race changed. Bottas was comfortable in the lead, was holding Seb off, and then safety car came out, and that's where it changed. Then Max and Ricciardo jumped in the pits. Now I don't know why Lewis Hamilton didn't. Max jumped in, so why on earth didn't Hamilton go in as well? Bottas and Vettel couldn't go in. Max was the first one that could go in. He went in, pitted, and then Ricciardo followed him in. They double stacked again. I do not know why Lewis Hamilton didn't do the same as the Red Bulls. And then, what else have I got written down? Double stop again by Max. Great pit stops by Red Bull. You've got to say it. And then safety car goes in. Hamilton and Max again. Max tries an ambition. He is on the best strategy, Max. Max should have won the race, no question. He's the first guy on the fresh tyres, so he should have won the race. He tries an ambitious move on Hamilton. Hamilton didn't give him much room. Max has to go across. Ricciardo then gets him. So now Ricciardo is the guy on the freshest tyres because Ricciardo's managed to get past Max. I can't believe it. What a race. We've finally gone down the bullet points and we're 5 minutes into the video. So then Ricciardo just does what he does. He basically gave Max an overtaking lesson. Max then collides with Seb. And it's got to be said, 100% Max's fault. I don't like to see Max in these situations. He's going to get criticised again, which I think's wrong. I want him to keep his aggressive style, but he's 100% to blame for the crash with Seb. Not even his biggest fan could argue that. I mean, he made a mistake. Everyone's made them. Raikkonen, Vettel, Hamilton. He's made a mistake. So let's get into it. First, Daniel Ricciardo with world-class overtakes. Lewis Hamilton, he comes from miles back, overtakes him. And then the one on Bottas. I turned away from the screen. Bottas went to close and then come across a bit more. I thought they were going to hit. Valtteri Bottas second. So unlucky with the safety car. Was comfortably in the lead. The safety car really screwed him. Kimi played the team game. Kimi's P3. Kimi played the team game. He was in 6th. It was looking not good for Kimi. And then he's come back into it. Hamilton no pace. And Vettel and Max colliding boosted him up to 3. P4. Lewis Hamilton. An absolute horror show of a weekend. I'm his biggest fan, as you well know. Horror show of a weekend. Battered by Bottas in qualifying in the race. Not good enough. He should have been 6th, if not for the Vettel and Max contact, so not good enough. This is meant to be a track where Hamilton shines. 5 wins, 9 podiums, whatever it is, and horror show. Not happy. Max, P5, finishes ahead of Vettel, which seems, I don't know, seems a bit odd that. Max still finishes ahead of Vettel when he took him out. He got a 10-second penalty. I think he went across the line in 4th, but got a 10-second penalty. So Hamilton goes to 4th, Max to 5th. Yeah, Hamilton, the first one, Hamilton didn't give him much room, it's got to be said, but it was quite ambitious to go around there, because he could have got him on the DRS line, and then Max should have won the race, there's no question. I mean, there's a couple that could have won. Vettel could have won, Bottas could have won, Max. And Ricciardo eventually did win. Hulkenberg, P6, best of the rest. Superb weekend by the German. He would get my driver of the day, but you got to give driver of the day to Ricciardo. Outstanding overtaking lesson he's given everyone. He's the best overtaker in F1. Fernando Alonso, 7th, great performance. Managed to get past Sebastian with a couple of laps to go. Or was it the last lap? I honestly can't remember. It was close to the end of the race. Sebastian, the world champion, he still leads the championship, but taken out by Max. He was guaranteed a podium, Seb, but he got taken out. Yeah, and he got jumped by Bottas in the pit stops, so he was in 2nd, but with the Red Bulls coming through on their fresh tyres, I think he would have been maybe 3rd, 4th. Sainz, 9th. Magnussen, 10th. Ocon 11th, Perez 12th, Van Dorn 13th, Lance Stroll, great start, better performance by Lance Stroll 14th, 15th Sirotkin, his teammate, 16th Marcus Ericsson, 17th Romain Grosjean, God knows what happened to him. He had great battles with Alonso, but he's dropped well down, I don't know what happened, maybe he had a problem. Gasly 18th, the hero of Bahrain. He smashed into the back of his teammate, unforgivable. He gets a 10-second penalty. The Toro Rosso incident and the Max and Vettel incident was pretty similar. Same corner, and they both got the same penalty, 10 seconds. And Charles Leclerc, 19th. Meant to be a wonder kid, Charles Leclerc. I'm a huge fan of his, but he's not performing. I'll have to call this video Race 3, China. Ricciardo wins. I don't know what I'm gonna. Crazy, chaotic, amazing race, something like that. Max hits Vettel and Hulkenberg superb. What an absolute great advert for the Grand Prix. 10 minutes we've been going. That just proves how chaotic the race is. Ricciardo, world class performance. Great overtaking. The best overtaker in F1. And with his fresh tyres, he took full advantage, come through with world-class overtakes. The one on Bottas will probably win overtake of the season. I'll pull it out there. Bottas, P2, great pace by Bottas. He's got to feel a bit unlucky because he was comfortable in the lead. The safety car changed the whole complex of the race. Kimi was looking nowhere and finishes on the podium. It was absolutely crazy. Now, I was criticised bigly, that's not a word, hugely. I was criticised hugely for my Bahrain reaction. I can't be criticised for this reaction. This is race of the season so far. I know we're only 3 races in, but this race could win race of the year. It was that good. I give it a 9 out of 10 race rating. Driver of the day, Daniel Ricciardo. Race rating, 9 out of 10. What a superb Chinese Grand Prix. I love the Chinese fans. Passionate F1 fans. Massive support. Always good to see the grandstands packed. And on we go to Baku. And Baku was the race of the season last season. Did I mention that Hartley was retired? He's the only one that retired from the race. So if I didn't mention it, I've mentioned it now. Probably had damage with the contact where Gasly rammed him. Oh, ho, 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 what a race. What a Grand Prix. That's what F1 is all about. What a race. What a race. Honestly, I was glued to my TV, and when Ricciardo put that move on Bottas, I actually turned away from the TV. I thought there was going to be contact. But Ricciardo wins the Grand Prix. He is, without a shadow of doubt, a fantastic driver. Will he stay at Red Bull? His contract's up soon, so he may even move teams. But we've got to give props to the Red Bull mechanics. World-class pit stops. And Ricciardo, this is a guy who nearly didn't even make qualifying, and he ends up winning the race. Chinese Grand Prix done. Look out for the driver ratings. I'm sure Daniel Ricciardo will be getting 10 out of 10. What a world-class race and a world-class advert for the sport that we all love. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below. What did you think of the race? And what did you think about Max? He's going to get hugely criticised, but I'm not going to go in on him because I don't want him to change. That's why I love Max. His aggressive style. He did balls up today, but all the world-class drivers have made mistakes in the past, and he's going to learn from it. So, Ricciardo wins an amazing Chinese Grand Prix. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh, what a race. Adios.